Hi everyone. Today Sabrina and I are going to be talking about how we met, how we started off as professional colleagues and became friends. Hope you enjoy. Hey Sabrina.
Hey Leah.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you hanging in there?
I'm good. Yeah, I know. I think that's what you can say these days. Hanging in there. That's the best.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And I honestly have been so inspired by, I think, a lot of the things that you've been sharing with me recently about how you are navigating this whole process. And I know that we thought it might be helpful to document these conversations because other people might be going through something similar.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've started talking a little bit and now we're documenting it, but we can share a little bit about how we met and how this relationship got started, because it's definitely a unique relationship that we formed. But I got to meet you in 2015 when you were a volunteer for a large nonprofit that I worked for. And you sparkled from day one. Anybody that's watching this video can see that for sure. Not only are you beautiful, but inside as well. And that comes out very clearly. And so, when you're talking about networking now, that's obviously a major thing to your advantage because you're charismatic and you don't have to learn that. That's just naturally who you are. So that's obviously going to draw people to you when you're reaching out. So, you drew me in right away, and I loved working with you. And so then we kept in touch for years after we weren't working together anymore.
I know. What has it been? I mean, 2015, it's been like 5 years. It's crazy how time flies. And also like how our relationship evolved. I mean, I don't think I met you like in person for like 2 years or a year and a half, maybe. It was not like we met up and it was like an in-person way of connecting. Like we really connected virtually at first.
Right. So we actually were like in pandemic style before the pandemic, where we were chatting and talking over the phone and on email. Unfortunately, we didn't do much video conferencing back then, but which is too bad. But yeah, I mean, I think that we've really allowed our relationship to grow, which has been great. And I think also when you're looking for jobs now or for just new career options, that's what you have to do. You have to go into each relationship just with a completely open mind and open heart, and whatever you can take from it or give to it, that's what it is. And that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways has really been like how organic the relationship has kind of evolved, right? Like I was a volunteer and like I would connect with you if I had, concerns or needed feedback or had, any type of question. And then it evolved into, I think now, much more of a friendship over the course of those 5 years.
I think that, we can take a quick step back just to, introduce both of our backgrounds, which have now become more similar than they were at one point. But, I'm a licensed clinical social worker and have a background in public health and have worked for nonprofits and with the federal government, and now was recently laid off because of the pandemic. And so looking for, new opportunities, kind of taking this time to really think about what I want to do next, which is pretty exciting. And then you have, a really different background, but then some similarities now.
Yeah. So I've had, really since like age 15, been working in various different fields, mostly customer service and like retail based, but then about 4 to 5 years ago, moved into healthcare, had my undergrad degree in communications, and then honestly through a few different avenues, but through conversations with you, just because I was interested in volunteering with the organization you were involved with, I was like, oh, there's such a thing as a social work degree. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. And I had just been waiting for, I don't know, just an opportunity to like live out my purpose. I had been in leadership for 10 years plus, and I was, younger. And so I felt like I was moving towards a really good trajectory. People who met me were like, oh my gosh, like you're doing so well for your age. Like that's what I heard a lot of, but I think in my heart, I didn't really feel like I was doing everything that I wanted to do in my life, like let alone my career. So then I went back to school to get my master's in social work, and literally I am like a 1 week old MSW graduate, looking for a job.
Yay! Congratulations.
Yay! Thank you. Yeah, looking for a job in a really unprecedented time. And I, again, have just been so fortunate in the past to really have never had issues finding work. And now am realizing that it's a lot harder than it was before. So I think that's also kind of where we've sort of connected and built our bond even more, is just like helping each other through our own journeys.
Right. Yeah. And I think the first thing that we did was, because I had seen you a couple of months back and really just in a social capacity, and we had a great time, but I didn't know that you had recently changed careers. I knew that you were in social work school. And so when I reached out to you to let you know that I was definitely in the midst of a career change, career pivot, which seems to be the language that people are using these days, that, you know, you were really feeling the same way. And so it got the conversation started, like you said earlier, that just about how to network, how to connect, how to figure out really where you want to go if you have no idea or think you don't have any idea, and how to help one another during this time. And I think we both felt like if we're wondering about this, there's probably a lot of people that are.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I am just personally grateful. I mean, I hope that this resonates with other people, but just to have that relationship still, right? And like, I think that this is a really tough time for a lot of people, but like myself included, and it's just new, and learning how to navigate it has been, I think, so much easier and more comfortable because I've had you to be able to bounce things off of. Something that I'm like feeling uncomfortable with, it's like, hey, let me see if like she's going through the same thing, or what has been helpful like you're taking. And hopefully, you know, in other videos we'll be able to talk a little bit more about some of the things that you're doing with networking. But I don't know, just like how you are experiencing this and what you're doing to like better yourself and
Hey guys, this is Leah. Thanks so much for watching our first video. Comment below and let us know what you'd like to learn more about.